This is Army reporter Ross Smith at the 1st Australian Field Hospital at Vung Tau in South Vietnam. And I'm talking with Private Doug Page of Braidwood, New South Wales, who was a forward scout with D Company of the 5th Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, during the early hours of Sunday morning, when members of his platoon were involved in a mine incident at Hoa Long Village, near the Australian Task Force base. Doug, what happened after the first mine explosion?
After the first mine explosion, we were pinned down by very heavy fire, and this fire was kept up for quite a while. And when it ceased, Sergeant Smith, Corporal Gilbert, and myself moved into the minefield to try and get our platoon commander and the two other fellows with him out. I led the way for about halfway across the minefield. It was very dark, and we had to go by luck and sight. We didn't tread on a mine. I think I counted 6 we stepped over, and about halfway through, Sergeant Smith said he'd give me a spell, and he took over the lead. And just a little bit later on, him or Corporal Gilbert trod on this mine. All I can remember of it was a blue flash, and I was blown to the ground. And I wasn't unconscious. I took total of things. I was bleeding from the head and legs and so on, and I attempted to stem the flow of blood to pressing the various pressure points. Next thing, I called to the sergeant and the corporal, and they were twisted on the ground, and I didn't get any answer from them. I thought they were either dead or unconscious. A SIG was about 5 yards behind me. He was blown over from the blast. He wasn't injured at all. He started talking to me and so on, and I was talking to him, and also further up into the minefield was Bombardier Velux, an artillery corporal attached to us. He was wounded in the back, and I talked to him, trying to give him confidence and so on, and hang on, because he was very weak. And a few minutes later, the SIG assured me the help was coming, and after a few minutes we heard the helicopters come in. They brought in some mine detectors, and there was a dust-off helicopter with them too. And the engineers attached to our company, Sapper Ryan, started to clear a path by bayonet and mine detector into the minefield to us. I was there quite a while, and by the time they got there, they had quite a job. They got to me, and just straight behind them was Corporal Jones, our company medic, and a couple of stretcher bearers. They put a shell dressing on my head, bandaged my legs, and lifted me up onto a stretcher and carried me out of the minefield to the helicopter. The helicopter waited a while, a couple more minutes, because they thought they might have another wounded fellow they could take out, but they decided against it and flew me down to Vung Tau to the hospital, where the doctors took over and cleaned me out.
This is Army reporter Ross Smith, returning you to your studio.